I see you pushing hard, performing well, but why are you still so stressed and tired? Well, before you diagnose yourself with burnout or anxiety or anything else, check if your basic lifestyle health needs are being met. Because what most high performers miss is this: it's not about less stress, it's about more recovery. Now, I've been in the health and wellbeing space for over 20 years, working with high achievers across industries, and I'll be honest with you, there have been times when I was doing everything right on the outside, but I was running on empty. I thought I was managing stress well and that all would be okay, but I was actually really avoiding recovery, and I burned out hard. And it wasn't until I started to prioritize true recovery, not just rest, but deep strategic restoration, that changed everything. And that's what we're going to be unpacking here today. It's a huge opportunity to be able to achieve more, do more, and impact more. So stress isn't going anywhere. Life doesn't always slow down just because we feel overwhelmed. In fact, it never slows down just because we feel overwhelmed, does it? So if we don't build in recovery to our lifestyle, we're going to burn out faster, even if we love what we do. It is a myth that if you love what you do, then everything's sunshine and rainbows. No, you can love what you do and you can still burn out. So recovery is key. When recovery is poor, our performance drops. When it's consistent, we get stronger. That's the cycle that high performers need to continue to master, not avoid or neglect. Now, the big mistake here is that high achievers often look to fix their mindset, their routines, and their workload, but they skip the foundations of recovery. And these are going to be things, to be honest with you, that you're going to have heard before, but using these together, you're really going to start to be more strategic in how you recover, and that is key. So the 8 ways that we're going to cover today are sleep, hydration, breath, emotional regulation, movement, nutrition, quality of thinking, and micro actions like connection and boundaries. And now these are not nice to haves, right? They are non-negotiables. They should be your rituals if you want sustainable energy, clarity, and confidence. So the big idea here is that you don't need to do more. You actually just need to recover better. And recovery is not rest. Recovery is active. So let's walk through the 8 ways high achievers recover quickly and consistently. Now, for each of these ways, I have another video that you can watch to go deep on how to nurture this area. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to share the reason why it's critical to recovery, stress, high performance, and the impact that you want to have in life. When it comes to sleep, we're usually not just tired, we're usually under-recovered. So without deep sleep, your body can't repair its tissues, process emotional or physical stresses, or make sharp decisions. Now, burnout often hides behind poor sleep. In fact, being awake for 17 to 19 hours impairs performance as much as having high alcohol levels in our system. And after 24 hours, it's worse than driving drunk in many countries, which is crazy because sleep is often one of the things high achievers typically negotiate on, when really we shouldn't. Now, there is a video to check out which goes deep into this, which is why sleep has the highest return on your effort when it comes to your wellness and your performance. So check that one out. Next up, we have hydration and nutrition. Now, you can't perform on an empty tank. Every cell in your body needs fuel. Your brain can't function without hydration, and your body cannot heal without nutrients. Think about nutrition and hydration like software updates, right? If you don't get them, you're going to start to glitch under pressure. One of the things that I personally use is meal delivery service to take care of this without wasting like decision power and food prepping and this kind of thing anymore. It's one less thing to think about, because recovery doesn't mean slowing down. It actually means smart support. I actually go faster now I have this level of support. So that's one of the reasons I use Meals on Me, the meal delivery service. It fuels my body without adding to my mental load and having to think about it. It nourishes me in all the right ways. It's really wellness made simple in so many ways, and it helps me when I'm rushing through the day or I'm pushing my limits for different projects and different things that we're doing. And it really helps me when I start craving different things, and it helps me to kind of keep my behaviors in check check. So they really do make it effortless. So if you want to find out more about them, check out the link in the show notes. But also check out the video that Jonathan, who has spent a long time studying this area, and I created, called The Truth About Balanced Nutrition and Hydration. It will really help you get started in a way that makes sense for you, that is not overwhelming. The breath is the CEO of the body. When it's functioning optimally, so does everything else, right? Our brain is more efficient, our digestive system is more efficient, and if it's not functioning as it ought to be, the CEO typically has a negative effect, right, on everything underneath it. And this is true for breathing too. So if you're feeling like you're perhaps stuck in shallow, like chest breathing, it could be a sign that your nervous system thinks that you're in survival mode. So proper breathing techniques can really help us to activate our parasympathetic nervous system, which is that rest and digest state. And it can signal safety to you and your body, right? And your mind and your heart and your soul. And when we walk around in life and we interact with the world and the people in it and the projects that we're working on from a place of safety and from a place that is steady, we are then able to operate more effectively. We achieve more, we can be more, we can impact more. So check out the video, which is all about how basically 5 minutes of breath can change your life. It is well worth a watch. Next up, this is one of like my absolute favorites because I think it gets neglected so much, is our emotions. We need to make space for emotional recovery. Ultimately, if we don't make space for our emotions to be released, we will start to suppress them. And suppressed emotions are not gone. They get stored in the body and they come out as tension, stress, reactivity, and chronic fatigue, and many other different things. According to the research found in the book, The Body Keeps Score, emotions that aren't expressed are stored somatically, and emotional awareness and processing are key for releasing internal stressors. Now, I've experienced this no end with my own personal journey as well. The minute I started to connect and be more attuned to how I'm actually feeling, a lot of the big pressures of stress, anxiety just faded away. And I was able to think clearer and show up presently for the people that I love, and to be able to really make an impact through our business and through different interactions in the world. So it's something I'm really grateful for, and I hope that you do too. So check out the video that is going to support you with some steps towards improved emotional health. So movement, we all know we're supposed to move and exercise, and sometimes it can be really overwhelming, or sometimes it can actually be something that we lean into and maybe we over exercise, right? Especially as high achievers, we want to just keep on going. Now, ultimately, what we're saying here though is that you don't have to hit the gym daily, but movement daily is essential. It doesn't have to be this high intense session all of the time. Simple movement like taking a walk can help us to flush out our stress hormones, it'll boost endorphins, and literally moves trauma and tension out of our body. So think of like movement as like this emotional, physical, mental like washing machine, and it allows you to like shake off and spin out the tension. It's something that's actually surprisingly effective, and I think we've all felt those times when we've actually just been out and gone for a walk. We've never really regretted it, right? And that workout, they say you never regret a workout. Just keep an eye on your intensity. But check out the video that's actually all about this. Next up, we have quality of thinking. Now, getting mental recovery is so important, especially when we're living in such an overstimulating world. And ultimately, if we don't rest our mind and we don't allow space for our thoughts, that inner dialogue will become your reality for good or for not so good, right? So our negative thought loops basically continue that kind of stress thinking, right? Overthinking, negative thinking, and all of these kinds of feelings that just exacerbate daily stresses. So if we are creating space to actually be with our thoughts and allow them to calm and to release, or to reframe some of them, we can actually start to feel the difference in our emotions just from starting to shift our thoughts. Now, reframing how you think can instantly impact how you feel and perform. Now, the National Science Foundation actually found out that 80% of our daily thoughts are negative, and 95% of them are repetitive, right? So it's time to rewrite the script. As a high achiever, you're probably somebody who even though you have maybe some self-doubt or some perfectionist tendencies or some imposter syndrome, you kind of push through and you find a way to make it through. But here's the thing, you don't have to push through, you can flow through, you can enjoy it more, and you can use all of that wasted energy that's perhaps on this poor quality of thinking, and you can channel that into what you really truly care about. So check out this video, which is all about how to upgrade your thinking in 3 easy steps. And if you're listening to this as well, obviously you can grab these links to these episodes in the show notes. So next up, we have our actions, right? And now you're thinking actions, this is an interesting one for recovery. Surely if we're recovering, we need to not take action. We need to be non-striving. And to a point, that's true. But what we're talking about here are micro actions, the things that we really need, like connection, boundaries, play, and breaks. These are like micro actions that influence our biology more than you think. They literally will tell your nervous system, I'm safe, I can relax, I can live in joy, right? And that's what we want, isn't it? So micro actions are like a little tuning fork for your nervous system. And these small shifts, they start to reattune your state of calm and connection. So it can be really, really powerful. So check out this video to help you a little bit further. Now you know why it's so important to master some action and overcome procrastination. Again, link will be in the show notes. Last but not least, the 8th way that high achievers are recovering and optimizing their well-being is through energy awareness. They know, typically, when to push and when to pause. It's about recognizing your personal energy cycles and respecting your limits before they become problems. Right? This is the secret to sustainable high performance. So a lot of people can be high achievers, but can you sustain high performance over time? That's where the magic is. That's where you get to create real lasting impact in the world and be a real force for good. Not just achieving something and then dipping, achieving something and then dipping. No, we want that sustainable high performance. And that happens when we are treating our energy like real currency. So imagine that your energy is like your phone battery, and it's always in the like low power mode and you rarely charge it. You can't expect high performance from your phone, right? Your devices. It's just not going to work. So it's the same for our bodies too. So what I would love for you to do, again, if you want to go deeper here, check out how to increase your energy in 3 easy steps that's really going to help you with this. Again, links are in the show notes. Think of your body like a Formula One car. The driver gets all the glory, but it's the pit stops that keep the race going. No pit stop, no performance. Ultimately, recovery is your pit stop, and that's the only way you're going to sustain that high performance and win the race of life and work and impact, whatever that is for you. So your action steps off the back of this video is to choose one of the 8 pillars that feels most neglected, maybe, and watch the recommended video. Right, the one for that section. Commit to one action today, just one, and then start stacking those tiny wins so you start to build that recovery rhythm over time. We've got a journal that's available on Amazon if you want to check that out, that helps you to reflect on these 8 areas every day. It's really simple, keeps you accountable, and it really helps you to just drive that 1% better every day by just checking in to see how these recovery factors are doing. So go ahead and check that out if you feel like you want to get your hands into a journal. If you're anything like me, I love journaling, so it's a huge help. So the key takeaway today, right, is that we don't rise to the level of our goals. We fall to the level of our recovery. You're not lazy, you're not weak, you're just under-recovered, right? The next level of your performance isn't about doing more. It's about restoring the foundations that make this all work in the first place. Ultimately, this is how high performers stay well and win. So enjoy this video, watch it again. Again, I'm so aware there's a lot of information in here, but take what resonates with you, disregard what doesn't, and I'll see you on the other side in the next video.
If you enjoyed this episode and you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode.
Then share it with a friend who you think might benefit.
Spread the word. That's how we're going to impact the world, by helping each other.
We appreciate you so much, and as always, unconditional love and wellness to you.